Hey there, it's Imran and you're watching Imran Plus. Welcome to my review and recap of the Oscars 2022, including all of the biggest moments and all of the big winners. You can check out my review of each of the Best Picture nominees in my Best Picture nominated review series that I did. And that playlist is linked above as well as in the description box below. Right now, we're gonna just go over the award ceremony as a whole and talk about my thoughts. And of course, we will definitely be talking about that Will Smith, Chris Rock slap. But before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can help this channel grow and so you don't miss any upcoming videos. All right, let's get started. So let's first talk about the opening, and that is Beyonce's performance of Be Alive. I thought that was a great start to the ceremony. She did a fantastic job. I loved the setting, it being filmed in Compton, and I really liked the lime green colors. I thought her performance was great. It was great to see Blue Ivy there too. Really a great start to the ceremony. I'm surprised that they even got Beyonce to perform, but I'm very glad they did. I think she did a phenomenal job. I really loved it. And then we started the ceremony, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually thought the hosts were pretty good. I mean, there were definitely some cringe moments and moments that were not working, but for the most part, I thought that a lot of their jokes were actually pretty funny because they kept the jokes centered on the movies of this year and focused on Hollywood rather than many political or global things, because I think most people that are going to watch the Oscars are watching it because they love movies, and so you want to keep the jokes relevant to movies and film and Hollywood. And so I thought they did a great job. I enjoyed myself. I laughed at a lot of the jokes. So I think people are going to hate on the host, and there's definitely valid criticisms. I think some of the jokes didn't land and were not good, but I think they did a pretty good job. I think I like the performances. I had a great time. I also loved the performance of We Don't Talk About Bruno with Megan Thee Stallion coming in. I thought that was really fun. And then of course we have the biggest moment of the night, and that is Will Smith smacking Chris Rock on stage. Now, when I was watching the ceremony live, the TV actually cut that part and it just cut back to when Chris Rock was kind of talking after he had gotten smacked. So I didn't know what was going on, but I knew something had happened. And then it cut to Will Smith yelling from his seat, but they removed all of the sound. So all I saw was him very mad and red and yelling at Chris Rock. And at that point I was like, okay, something went down that they just cut out. And so I immediately went to Twitter and found the real clip of what happened, which apparently was uncensored in like Australia and China and Japan. Like, I don't know why they would censor the US version and not censor any other versions. Like, of course that is then gonna get out, everyone's gonna see it. So that was a mess, but I was surprised that that even happened. And basically, I'm sure everyone knows because it's everywhere, but Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith and about her hair loss. And, she has a condition, alopecia, that she's been very vocal about. And so it was not a good joke at all, pretty insensitive. And I think Will Smith did not like that, rightfully so. And so then that's how he acted. And he addressed this in his Oscar speech, where he connected that incident to the film King Richard. And I actually thought his speech was pretty good. He apologized for his behavior and talked about he kind of talked about why he did what he did, and basically that people do crazy things in love. And I think all of these crazy takes on Twitter about this being abuse and all of this, I think that is just taking this too far. This is simply someone who did not appreciate Chris Rock's joke and clearly had some sort of grudge with Chris Rock, because I think Chris Rock had made fun of Jada before the last time he hosted the Oscars. And so this was kind of a long time coming, and it was he just kind of lost control, I guess. Personally, I think his reaction was valid. I think it's natural to have that kind of response. And I think if he had just yelled from his seat, it wouldn't have been such a big deal. But I think what really is not great is him going up on stage and then actively smacking Chris Rock on live television. That's the part that isn't so great. It's just not a good look for Will Smith, but I don't think that he was wrong for feeling that way. So that's what it is, and it's simply just that. I don't think there's any more that you can read into it or look into it. I think it was just a bad situation that people reacted to the way they reacted to. I will say that now people will now not make fun of Jada Pinkett Smith. They will not make fun of her condition, and I think they will be more careful about making these types of insensitive jokes about appearances and the way people look without knowing everything, because you'd really never know what someone's going through, especially if they have talked about their condition like this. And I saw a lot of people saying that this was like the ugliest moment in Oscars history and just the worst, such a bad look. But and people are saying that maybe Will Smith should lose his Oscar, and I don't think any of that holds. Like, no, he shouldn't lose his Oscar. I don't think that, okay, maybe if this is a violation of code of conduct, I think at most he should be fined. I think that would be an appropriate response, but losing your Oscar, I don't think is valid. Yes, it was wrong for him to go up on stage and slap the host, the announcer, during the ceremony, but I don't think that would warrant him losing an Oscar. I mean, the Academy Awards have done way more egregious things. Like, they gave Roman Polanski an Oscar that he couldn't attend and accept because he fled the country for child sexual assault. So that's bad, and no one really, like, there wasn't really any outrage over that. So this is nothing compared to other stuff. And I also saw in 1973 Native American actor Sachin Littlefeather was booed at the Oscars because she went on stage and simply asked that Hollywood does not dehumanize indigenous people in their films. And she was then later mocked by Clint Eastwood, no surprise there, at the same ceremony. And then 6 security guards had to hold back John Wayne, who was going to go on stage and hit her because he didn't like what he was saying. So no, there have been much worse instances of actual abuse and things that are wrong than this minor altercation. So I think anything that's calling for such a drastic response, I think, is being blown out of proportion and clearly have some underlying things associated with it. But I don't want to get too much into it. I think that's all there needs to be said about it. So let's talk about the winners of the ceremony. You can watch my predictions of who I thought was going to win in my prediction video, which is linked above. But I think I generally got most of these pretty close. I at least had it narrowed down to the 2 or 3, and of those, the person that won was in who I thought would win. I don't know if that just made sense or not, but I'm pretty happy overall with the nominees because I think that all of the films that deserve to get recognized got recognized in some way. So I'm very happy. So let's start with International Feature. Drive My Car won that award, and I'm happy for that film. I didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately. That I didn't have HBO Max and I didn't have a way to stream it. So that's the one Best Picture nominee that I couldn't review, but I'm happy for it. I know a lot of people really love it. Best Song, No Time to Die won, as I predicted. I knew that Billie Eilish and Phineas were going to win that Oscar, and I'm happy for them. I think that they deserved it. That was a great song. I loved it. Although it is sad that Lin-Manuel Miranda is not an EGOT winner. He did not get his EGOT, and I think that will forever haunt him and Disney that they did not submit We Don't Talk About Bruno, which would have given him his EGOT. If I were Lin-Manuel Miranda, I would be so bummed. But maybe he can come back with The Little Mermaid. I think he'll eventually get it. And then let's talk about Dune. First of all, winning all of these technical awards: score, visual effects, sound, editing, cinematography, production design. Like, I'm so happy for Dune. It deserves all, and it's a shame that you see it winning all of these and it didn't even get nominated for Best Director. Like, that, come on. Denis Villeneuve should have gotten nominated for Best Director, and it's very clear based on all of these other wins that this film is getting. That film was a really great technical and artistic piece of art. And I think also it's a testament to them cutting the categories that these Oscars, like these films won in, but not having us not being able to see those wins. And it's clear that Dune was, if they had kept these awards in and Dune kept winning, it would have created suspense that maybe Dune might win Best Picture, and it would have made the show more interesting, but they didn't do that. And I don't understand why they even cut those for time anyway, because I think this ceremony was longer than last year's by the end, and they showed them winning the Oscars, but then they would intersperse the crowd with them giving their speech, when we know that that crowd wasn't in there at the time they were giving the speech, because these awards were given out during the red carpet. And so I don't know, I don't appreciate that decision that the Academy made, and I don't like it. I think they definitely need to add this back in next year. Also very happy for Cruella for winning costume design. A very, very well deserved win there. Encanto won Best Animated Feature. Very happy for it there. At least it won that award. Adapted Screenplay went to Coda. Very happy for Coda. That is a great film, and I know a lot of film Twitter hates on Coda. I don't care. I loved it. I'm very happy that it won Best Screenplay and won Best Picture. Very well deserving, and I'm so happy for that. And I'm so happy that the people that hate on Coda are even more pressed because it won. So personally, I'm glad. Best Original Screenplay went to Belfast, and like I said in my review of Belfast, this was the best chance at an award for this film. So I'm happy for Kenneth Branagh. That was a very personal film. I think the strongest part of that film is honestly the directing, but there was no chance that it was going to win directing. So I'm happy that it got at least original screenplay, because it's about his own childhood experience. So well deserved. Ariana DeBose winning Best Supporting Actress. Very happy for her. She was amazing in West Side Story, and I think this is a big moment for her career. And then Troy Kotsur winning for Best Supporting Actor. So happy for him. He was a great part of Coda, and he's a great actor. And I loved his speech. It was so great. And honestly, I think the entire Academy Award ceremony should have been signed. I don't understand why only the speeches given by deaf actors or by members of Coda were signed. Like, this should have been like, okay, we are going to be signing the ceremony from here on out. Like, I think that's ridiculous, but very happy for Coda and Troy Kotsur. Best Actress, Jessica Chastain finally has an Oscar. She is nominated all the time and never wins. And so I'm so happy that she finally has an Oscar. She's a very great actress, and I think this is really good for her. And next, I hope, is Amy Adams. Amy Adams needs an Oscar immediately. And Best Actor, Will Smith. As I said, Will Smith was going to get this, and I'm very happy that he won. He deserves it. His performance in King Richard was amazing, and it's a great recognition of his career. Now, I know, like we talked about with this Chris Rock situation, it does kind of take away from him, but I think his speech was really good. I really liked his speech, and I hope that he gets to keep his Oscar, because I think that he deserves it at the end of the day. And then we have Best Director, Jane Campion. We knew she was going to win, and this is the first time that Best Director has gone to a woman back to back, so that's really great. I would be rooting more for Jane Campion if it weren't for her comments again. I'm sorry, I just can't get over it. I think it was completely unnecessary and uncalled for, and it just really left a bad taste in my mouth for Jane Campion, and so it kind of like ruins her win here for me. So, I mean, great for her and great for female directors, but yeah, whatever. And then lastly, Best Picture goes to Coda. And again, so happy for Coda. It is the first streaming movie to win Best Picture. This is a huge win for Apple TV Plus, and kind of changes the game for the industry. Like, this is a major award that has gone to a streaming service. So let's see how that changes nominees going forward. But Coda is a fantastic film. Check out my review for it if you haven't seen it, but I really love that film, and just because it's heartfelt and a feel-good movie doesn't mean that it's not worthy of a Best Picture nomination. I think the acting in that film was incredible, and I think the messages are so well done, and I think even the directing is really natural and fresh. So I would say that I think it deserves Best Picture. Maybe it's not the strongest film, but oftentimes Best Picture doesn't go to the objectively best film. It goes to a film that the Academy wants to recognize and highlight. And I think Coda is a perfect fit for that Best Picture win. So overall, I had a great time. I think it was definitely a memorable ceremony for various reasons, and I had a great time. What did you think? What do you think of the winners? Who amongst the winners were you rooting for, and are you happy about? And who do you think got snubbed and deserved to win but didn't? By the way, I'm so happy Licorice Pizza didn't get anything. The more time I spend away from that movie, the more I don't like it. So very happy about that. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time. Lots more videos coming soon, but in the meantime, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and fellow movie enthusiasts. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.